Hey there, folks. Foggy here. Welcome to day 212 of my year of solo board gaming, considered by many to be ill-advised and stupid. We are set up here for the Lost Expedition. Now, as you know, I've played the Lost Expedition twice earlier this year and lost horribly both times. We have the Lost Expedition Expansion Center. It's the Fountain of, not Expansion Center, it's the Expansion Module, or modules. The Fountain of Youth and Other Adventures. Now, there are four aspects to this thing. We're going to do one game for each, and we're going to start with the easiest first. The easiest is that there are three helper characters that you can bring in, basically, that just give you some extra wiggle room to make it a little bit easier. And since we had such difficulty the first time, I think we're going to go ahead and choose one of those. So we get Volcana. The other two are a dog and Komatsi, one of the natives. The dog is Rinty, probably named for Rin Tin Tin. Volcana's big thing, she has no expertise, but she's got 5 health. So basically, she's just this great big powerhouse She-Hulk of a person who is there to help you out and help you get through some of the more difficult stuff. Now, it's not been a long time since I've played this. We played this earlier this year, but I will probably need a little bit of a rules refresher as I go along here. But we are in the morning phase, which means we've got our bullets, we've got our food, we've got our health. All of that is taken away, and we've got our starting set of 6 cards. We're going to take these 6 cards, and 3 of these are going to go towards the morning, and the other 3 are going to go towards the evening. And we're going to have to make sure that we eat some food at the end of the morning shift and at the end of the night shift. And we're going to do the morning ones in order. So no matter what, I'll just go ahead and pick the first 2 cards, because you start with the deck first. You take 2 cards from there. We get Amane and a Scorpion. That's no bueno. So this one, in exchange for 2 food, you can move along. In exchange for a bullet, you can skip 2 things. You can die, which would be bad. In exchange for 1 health, you can get 1 navigation, which would be helpful. Over here, we've got Rope Bridge. Let's go through these. We've got Ambush, which will require us to definitely lose 1 health, add 1 more card to the end of the path, and then skip over whatever the next adventure is. We'll also have choice between either losing 1 health or losing to nature from Roy here. This one is Rope Bridge, allows us to swap 2 things, and in exchange for 1 compass, we could actually advance a little bit further along the path. So that would actually be helpful. I feel like that's going to be a good one to put at the end. Potentially not so much. Just looking through the rest of these. Thunderstorm is skip 2 cards and then either lose health or camping. This is just either lose camp or healthing. It's just crap. Spoiled Supplies is not great, because that is going to be just simply lose a food near the end. Thick Fog is interesting. We're going to lose one of our, Isabel. We get to swap 2 cards, but then we also get to skip over a card, which might help us skip over Amanaye, which I don't think I necessarily want to do. And then finally we have Ambush, which is lose a health. I think I already covered that one. So looking at these, I'm looking at this one, which would allow us to skip over 2. But I think I'd rather try to make sure that we are looking towards advancing and not necessarily... the hardest thing to remember is that you do always want to advance on this, no matter what. So I think what I want to do is I want to get Ambush in here, mostly because I think that's going to help us out skip the Scorpion, because that does not look like it's going to be a helpful card in any way, shape, or form. So we're going to put Scamp that down. Thick Fog is probably not going to be that helpful. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Rope Bridge down, and hopefully we will be able to do Rope Bridge at the end of this. Now we're going to draw 1 more card. We get Awa, who will, in exchange for food, help guide us along. Also, in exchange, we could just simply get some navigation from him. And what's nice about this is you get the navigation, and then you go directly to the Rope Bridge, where you trade that navigation for moving forward. So I think that's actually might be a little bit better. And then finally, we're going to need 1 more card put down. So the way that it looks right now, we're going to start here. We're going to give up 2 food, which is not a good idea, and skip over, move along the path. We're then going to hit here, which is going to cost us some health. It's going to add a card to the end of the path. And we skip this. We'll go to Awa, pick this up, go to the rope bridge, use it to go advance one on the path. And then I think we're going to get what I'm going to do. Thunderstorms would cause us to skip over everything. 23 is just not good. I'm going to go with spoiled supplies. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to hope that the extra card that we put at the end of this will allow us, because we'll have a chance to rearrange them. So we'll see what happens. All right, so now we're going to go through this. We're going to go ahead and give up 2 food, which is probably a bad idea. Probably a really bad idea. But we do get to advance 1 on the path, and that is the important thing. We then go to the ambush. We're going to lose 1 health. We'll lose it off Volcana. That's what she's here for. We add 1 to the end of the path. We get pouring rain. I think we'll... Oof, no, that's just garbage. That's... We're going to switch those, but that's no bueno. But we did that, and then we skip. And we're also going to have to give up one of these items, so we'll give up another health. Sorry, Volcana. That's what you're here for, your bullet sponge. We skip over Scorpion. We're going to take Awa, and we're going to have him help us navigate, and then get to the rope bridge and immediately use that navigation to go ahead 1. We also get to rearrange these last 2, and we're going to go ahead and rearrange them because this will help us avoid one of those 2. We're going to lose 1 camping. We're going to lose 1 more food, and then we can rearrange if we want, and then just skip over that. So that is going to be it for morning. And unfortunately, now we get to the point where we need food, and we don't have any because we have not run across any food. That is the nature of this game, is you don't get crap. And I forget what happens with if you don't have enough food at the end of the morning. If you need to spend a food and you have none remaining, you must spend 1 health instead. All right, I'm going to spend it off Isabel because Volcana's been a little bit of the sponge here. And we're going to go ahead and take that away. So we really need some food on this round. So now we're going to go into the evening phase. And in the evening phase, each new card is added to the right of the previous one, and they are not arranged by number. I want to check the solo rules. The solo rules are a little bit different than the regular rules. You can add either to the start or the end of the path. Begin by playing 1 card from your hand to form the path. You may now draw either a card from the deck or play a card from your hand and place it left to right. So no matter what, you always kind of get to choose. I think what I want to do is I want to have this at the start because that's going to allow a couple of skips for really bad cards. And let's see what we pull up next. So leeches, we'll go ahead and skip that. Let's go ahead and also play this on here. We're going to get, monkey. Once again, we need food, and we're not getting any food. We really need some food. So I think what I'm going to do is play this here. There we go. We get stuff. Abandoned camp is going to go first. And I think what we're going to do is put this at the end. That looks good. All right, so first up, we have the abandoned camp. We get either 2 bullets or some items. We're going to go ahead and grab bullets. We're going to be short on health no matter what because we don't have enough food. We're not getting any opportunity to get food. We go here. We get to skip 2 cards, but we'll either lose 1 health or 1 navigation. So we'll skip. We'll take again from Volcana. Sorry, Volcana. And that allows us to skip 2 cards. There goes the rule book. And fortunately, the picture did not change. Now we're going to come here. We don't have any food, so we're going to lose 1 health. I'll lose it off Roy because he's still full health. But this is going to give us navigation and leaf. And then we get to thick fog, and this will actually be usable for that. It doesn't really have any effect beyond that, but it does counter that effect. And I think I'm trying to remember what happens if you have multiple symbols on there. Yeah, you take it to the card and... So yeah, it's more flexible, but it can still only be used once. So we are going to discard that. And that is going to be the end of the day. And once again, we're going to lose some health. So sorry, Volcana. You're currently, again, you're our bullet sponge. And so we're going to get 6 cards. All right, we're starting day 2. I want to see if there's anything else I have to do for evening in terms of upkeep. Should say on the back here. Yeah, we still have to spend another food. So currently we're starving. The food that we spend at the beginning to move one card forward is really starting to hurt us here. All right, so healing herbs. This is a really good one. First of all, we have to actually deal out 2 cards. We're going to get piranhas, and we're going to get hookworms. Those are going to go like that. Piranhas would be helpful because we'd lose 1 health, but we'd advance 1 forward. And I kind of feel like healing herbs would be really helpful. So we're going to put this here, and we're also going to go ahead and put this at the end. Vantage point is going to allow us to finally get some food, thankfully. So we'll go ahead and use that at some point. Now we're going to deal 1 more card. It's going to go into Deserted Outpost, where we will gain 1 card, but we'll have a chance to gain some stuff, including 2 bullets. This is the most bullets I think I've ever gotten in one thing. So now looking at the cards I have remaining, still my only opportunity for food is going to be near the end here. But we'll go ahead and get that. Mostly because we'll also get this, which allows us to get 1 more forward. So looking at this, we're going to use 1 leaf. We'll use it from Roy. We're going to skip this, which is probably for the best. We're going to use 1 of... We already did. We're going to gain 2 health. We're going to give 1 to Volcana and 1 to Roy because they're both pretty weak right now. Plus, we add 1 more card to the end, where Anaconda will be able to use a bullet to get some food, which will be very, very needed. So that's that. We skip over this card. We get to hookworms, where basically we use 1 of these. We'll go ahead, believe it or not, we're going to use the bullets. We are so bullet rich this time around. There's no reason not to use the bullets. Here we go. We got another card where we get some food. We're suddenly finally getting food left and right. We're going to go ahead and get 2 more bullets. Over here, we have to use 1. We have to lose 1 health. We'll go ahead and lose it. I think we're going to lose it from Roy. Sorry, Roy. And then we're going to use a bullet to get 1 food. We have finally found some freaking food. We also have this expertise here, which we'll use to advance along the path. We've got another opportunity to use a bullet to get some food. We will definitely go ahead and take that. Finally, we're going to have another food, but we're going to lose 1 off of Bessie this time. So pretty much everybody is getting really low on health, and we only really advanced 1 space. So now we're going to go into the evening round. We're going to use 1 food and not take any more health damage, which is awesome. And now we've got a whole bunch of stuff here that just looks ugly. We got Venomous Spider, which will kill somebody, or we lose Bessie's last counter. We have Fever, where we can lose somebody. Yeah, none of this looks good. I think I'm actually going to start off with Faulty Kit because I can go ahead and just deal with whatever comes up. But this will allow me to swap 2 cards around. We're going to go ahead and get Swamp. We'll make Swamp first. Let's go ahead and see what else we get. This is Bullet Health Advance 1. I feel like this is actually helpful. We'll go ahead and put this first. We're probably going to lose somebody at this point. Let's go ahead and do this one next. Oh, man. we can just get down there. Yeah, let's do this and this, because this will allow us to skip over this. So if we can get through this crap, we'll have some really good stuff here at the end. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. We're going to start off. We're going to use 1 bullet. We're going to lose 1 health. We're going to lose it off Volcana. Sorry, Volcana. And we're going to advance 1 more along the path. We're going to go ahead and add 1 more to the end here. And we're going to have to lose 1 off of Isabel. So everybody's down to 1 strength. We need 3 bullets for the rest of this path, and we've got 3 bullets. So we also get a chance to switch some things around. So the question is, do we want to switch this in a way that allows me to skip this? Can I eat food to regain health? That would seem to make sense, but I don't believe that that is the case. I think that's one of the crazy things about this. Is yeah, if you don't have food, you lose health. But I don't think that there's anything that allows you to use food to gain health, which is a little crazy. So that's unfortunate. So we are going to probably lose somebody here. Do we want to swap anything around? We'll lose a bullet here. I think no matter what, we're going to end up facing one of these two. There's nothing we can do about it, so we are going to lose somebody from our expedition. But we're going to go ahead and use the bullet to get past that. We're going to... Oh yeah, I do want to swap. I do actually want to take... swap any 2 cards later in the grid. We're going to swap it in this order because we want to actually be able to not have to get the plus here. So we're going to either lose Bessie or someone's going to die. So unfortunately, Bessie, I'm sorry. You've been a great companion. Unfortunately, this was just too much. We're now going to get a compass. And then we can exchange a bullet for 2 food, which is a great trade-off. And we also get to skip this. And now finally we'll use a bullet, our last bullet. A huge plethora of bullets, all of a sudden they're all gone. And instead we'll get a plus for that. All right, and then we'll use a bullet at some food at the end of the night. We've managed to make it to day 3, which is pretty dang good. We still have 4 more spaces to go. We're nowhere near the end. So we're going to take 6 more cards and see how we do. And before I do that, 1, dehydration, and crocodile. We unfortunately don't have any more bullets. We've used all our bullets because that would give us some good food. So looking at this, so what do we have for cards here? We've got a compass and we've got a leaf, both of which are separate. Ruins would allow me to actually use 1 food. This would use up 2 more food, but it would get rid of some cards at the end that I don't want to deal with. Because right now it's a lot of things that, unfortunately, because we no longer have bullets, it's going to be nasty. The crocodile, at least, will just simply be plus plus. Like the steep path is interesting. It would allow us to move 1 forward, but it would kill off 2 more characters. And ruins are interesting, except the only way to advance is to use that and lose 1 more health, which would kill off everybody. I don't see any pluses for that. I think at this point we are dead and we just haven't realized it yet. Because we don't have the bullets to deal with the Bushmaster. We don't have the bullets to deal with the Cougar. The Cougar is at least the easiest to deal with because we've got a card that will just simply get rid of the Cougar. So let's at least put the Cougar in. That'll be the first thing that we do. 34. I think I'm going to put 34 in here as well, because that is, according to the top one, we'll just add a couple things at the end. We're going to have a whole bunch of cards at the end here. Next, we're going to draw a card from here. We get Nightshade, which will go here. That'll allow us to swap some things around, but we will lose either 1 leaf or 1 health, and we're already losing the heath here, the health here. So that's not looking good. 32, I think what we're going to do is put 32 here, and that'll be our day. All right, so let's go ahead and see how bad this goes. We're going to start with the crocodile. We have to add two more of these because we just don't have any choice in the matter. We get to the cougar. Fortunately, we have the jaguar. That'll counter that. We're going to lose 1 food, but we get to get rid of 2 cards. And I think it's off the end of the path. I forget. Yeah, lose the last card in the path, and we're going to do that twice. So these cards go away, which is good. These blue ones are optional. We can choose to do one and not the other. We can choose to do neither. I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of this plus 1 health, and I'm sorry, Volcana. You've been a great resource to us, but sadly, it's just been too much. But we do get to move down the path 1. Now, we either have to add some things down here. Yeah, we're going to have to add some cards. Because I can't do the lost one. The lost one will just kill me. Okay. And then we're going to get this, and then skip. All right, and then we're here. And I think what we're going to have to do is add 2 more cards because we don't have enough for the tent. We're now here. We can either spend a food and add a card. We're going to spend a food and add a card. And what that does is it allows us to go 1 more forward down the path. We only need to get 2 more forward down the path, 2 more places down the path. We're almost there. We're not going to make it, but it was nice anyway. We can trade in 1 health for food. We're not going to do that. But this allows us to skip straight to here, which I kind of don't want to do. But I don't think I have any choice in the matter. This is just discard, discard. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's not an optional. The swap is optional. I could do this. It would trade in my last health. Oh, yeah, it's not going to make a difference. I'll go in and trade my last health for 2 food from Roy. Roy gave up his life. He was like, eat me. Just eat me, and just because you know you want to. And then Isabel's like, no, that's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. I'll use the information we got from Lost earlier, but it's still not enough, and I die anyway. And that is the end of Isabel. But we did pretty dang good, I think. We lasted 2.5 days. We got all the way down here. That's pretty good, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see if I'm kind of curious whether or not my decision to use 2 food to go ahead and advance 1 card was really a smart move or not. That feels to me like that was just a mistake. I could have used 1 bullet to just ignore 2 cards. I could have used 1 health to gain 1 compass. I don't know if advancing was really the right thing to do. But nonetheless, we did okay-ish. Not surprisingly, we had an extra 5 health helping out our group, but unfortunately, Volcana's help was not enough. We were just miserable. Good effort. Our corpses are still found there. Join me again tomorrow for another adventure in the Lost Expedition, and we'll be doing one of the three bonus features of it. I think we're going to do the mountain, and then we're going to do the werewolf, and then finally the titular Fountain of Youth. Join me again tomorrow, and I'll see you then.